Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back or welcome to another Bangs audio review. Today, we are looking at the CCA Hydro. Hydro, meaning water, of course. Hydrodynamics, hydro inflatable, no. Anyway, you get the picture. So, I was like, trying to figure out like title wise what to put up for this, so I started looking at quotes regarding water, like famous quotes, and I happened on this website which is let's see, what do we got, mandelamind.org, with all of these just sweet friggin' quotes about the water. So I think for the title I picked the top one. I understand that everything is connected, that all roads meet, and that all rivers flow into the same sea, by Paulo, I think it's Coelho, I'm guessing. But there's so many of them. Water is the mirror of nature. In one drop of water are found all the secrets of the oceans. I love that one too. Nothing is softer or more flexible than water, yet nothing can resist it. That is just fantastic. Anyway, so water is my friend. I get along very well with water. I have from a very young age. Started swimming pretty proficiently around age 5. Was on the swim team in high school. I was not a star or a standout, but I was a solid addition to like relays and stuff. 200 IM, which nobody wanted to do, so I ended up doing it. I never placed like higher than third or fourth, I don't think, but I was there and a part of a team, and it was water, and it was just amazing. Started sailing when I was 8, and just, I love the freaking water. So all of that was like kind of, involved when I was looking at this set. And this set was sent to me by my buddy Svorzable, again, thanks dude, who really, really, really likes it. He thinks it's a standout. So I have all of these things in my head. My buddy thinks they're great. I love water. CCA being associated in some way with KZ and their quality control issues and stealth revisions and all that kind of crap. I put that out of my head. Because CCA did like an amazing job with the original CRA, which I never got a chance to hear. I've only seen like, different iterations of that available. I don't think I'm going to go back in time for that one, even if I could, pick up the original CRA. And the original CRA, of course, was like kind of a market-breaking IEM along the lines of the original Tangsu 1Er and the 7 Hertz Sol Notes 0, and the original Chew of the these well under $20 sets that were just way overperforming for their price. So I guess the question was, will the Hydro be like another situation where CCA has captured lightning in a bottle? And is it going to be that good? And over the past several days after getting back from vacation and getting, to know the Hydro and all of the switches. Oh, I'm not a real big fan of switches, but in this case I'll make an exception. Kind of like I made an exception for the Bridge and for the Conch V13, because if the switches actually do something notable and don't like totally screw things up, and if they're not too complicated and they don't really mess with the sound signature but just tweak it, then I can get down with it. So, and that was the case with the Hydro. So let's get the unbox and specs out of the way. The unbox is very simple. It is a small box. It contains the IMs. It contains a normal silver-plated cable or an upgraded cable. This is the upgraded cable. Why they didn't offer this in a 4.4, I don't know, because the upgraded cable is just stellar. I mean, it feels like a Zins cable. It really does. Like, it's just... Or an IVIPQ cable. I mean, it's just super nice. But man, and I did most of the testing with the single-ended 3.5, just so y'all know. I did at the end switch it over to a Zins cable that my friends sent along, so I could try it with that in a 4.4. I'm not going to get into differences, but let's just say I did notice a difference beyond the 4.4 with the Zins cable attached, and it was pretty. I mean, it was subtle, but it was pretty cool to notice that. I'll get into that a little bit. Not going to get into it a lot because I know a lot of people really think that the cable thing is snake oil, and perhaps to an extent it is, but all right, I'll just spit it out. I noticed a little bit more wider soundstage with the Zins cable. Okay, there you go. Okay, maybe it was my imagination or placebo or whatever you want to say, but I'm just gonna say it because I'm always honest with you guys, so that's what I noticed. Maybe just a little bit expansion of the soundstage and width, height, and depth with the Zins 4.4 on it. Again, I'm not saying that could just be my imagination, possibly, but anyway. So, you get a really nice cable, not that cable. You get these IEMs. You get a set of ear tips, which did not make the trip to me, but that's fine, because I've got plenty of ear tips. There's no case or pouch or anything with it, and I kind of feel like it's a little bit, I'll forgive it this time, but I do feel like it's a little bit chintzy to not include something with an IM that retails for over $100, which these do. So $120, I think, for the standard cable edition. If you want the upgraded edition, it's going to be $130. Those are regular retail price, RRP, if you will, not sale price. You can obviously see sale price. This is with the upgraded cable. Let's see who's selling it on Ali right now for $112.09. If I can get to that. No. Where am I going to link this? Anybody see it? I don't see it. What store are we in? Oh, UQ. Okay, all right, there we go. I like this store a lot, actually. So, Volkchoi, UQ, they're pretty solid sellers on AliExpress. So there you go. Upgraded cable, no mic, $112.09. All right, fine. So maybe you got a spring for a case or something like that. You can find something to put them in. Not a big deal. Okay, so there you go. There's your unbox. As far as the specs go, you've got frequency response range 20 hertz to 40,000 hertz, or 40 kilohertz if you like that better. Sensitivity is 102 decibels and resistance/impedance of 15 ohms. Looks like they also offer it with a microphone cable, which is cool. 2 DDs, 8 balanced armatures, and that's your configuration. Let me tell you something. Before we get right into the sound impressions, sonic impressions, test tracks, switches, and graph, and so on and so forth, these were really, like, as soon as I started listening to them, and granted, I was really tired when I got back from that trip, regardless. Thank you, Warner, for polishing that up for me. I was beat. I mean, the trip was relaxing, but it's camping. It's taxing on you physically. You're not in your own bed. You've got to do stuff. You've got to make fires to eat. You've got to clean stuff up, move stuff around. It's not exactly like a physically restful vacation when you go camping, because you got stuff to do. So I was tired when I got back, and I put these in, and I was like, oh my god, these are really good. I'm like, maybe I'm just tired. Maybe it's because I barely listened to IEMs for like 5 days. Like I listened to the CKLVX D41 for a few songs while I was out there, but that was it. And so I was kind of like, well, is this just I missed IEMs in my ears, and so that's why they sound so good. So I slept on it. I woke up the next day, and I was like, okay. I was like, let's try them out now. And I put them in, and I was like, damn, these are good. Like, really, really good. Sorry, I got to turn down Feng Lu a little bit. Like, really impressive. So that's when I started playing around with the switches. And test tracks, and just giving them the full treatment, which is what they deserve. so let's bring up the graphs so we can get into the sonic impressions kind of officially here. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different graphs. I wasn't going to do all of the potential combinations of the switches because it's too freaking many. Okay, it's just too many for my head to get over. So, or to get through. Oh, darn it! Come on back here. 20 to 20, please. Thank you. I don't know what I did to that. So let's go into the overlays instead. So I want you to take a look at this. This is the all switches up. And I'll show you all switches down. So all switches up, here's your graph. There are 2 switches for bass. 1 and 2 are for bass. If you switch up 1, it's a 1 decibel bass boost. If you switch up 1 and 2, it's a 2 decibel bass boost. Now, same thing for 3 and 4. 3 and 4 handle the treble. 3 up gives you 1 decibel. 3 and 4 up give you 2. You can also, interchange those. It doesn't seem to make a difference which switch goes up. If they're both up, you're getting a nice treble boost. If they're both down, you're getting a little bit less treble, a little more balance. Okay, so this is with all 4 switches up. That's the left channel. All 4 switches up for the right channel, just so we can get a channel match going here. So they are pretty well matched, I would say. I'll take the right channel off and then show you a couple of different ones here. This was switch 3 off, so you can see it takes the bass down a little bit. Or sorry, switch 2, not switch 3. Switch 2 is off. Switch 2 and 3 off. Didn't really do a heck of a lot, although I did like that setting quite a bit for my own ears. Yeah, and then switch 4, or graph 4, this is with just switch 3 off. I mean, I'm not seeing a lot, I'm not seeing a lot of difference. So let's just put it this way. If you want bass, leave 1 and 2 on. If you want treble, leave 3 and 4 on, and then you can play around with the bass, switches to your liking. All right? It's not making a huge difference unless you're going both of the switches up or both of the switches off. That's where your difference comes in. So if I can remember, yep, this was with 3 and 4 off. So much more bass, treble, more relaxed. You can go that way if you want to. There's just lots of different there's lots of different settings that you can play with on these. And that, to me, makes it a really high value set. Because, listen, if you're budget limited and you want to buy more than one set, because we all do want more than one set, here is the possibility of having at least 2 distinctly different sound signatures. Probably, let's call it 3, right? Because you can go all the switches on, you can go bass switches on, treble switches off, or bass switches off, treble switches on, and you're going to get a different signature out of it. Okay, so there you go. There's your tuning potential. Okay, I would say those 3 settings. If you have all the switches off, then that's just like all switches on, but quieter. Okay, so it's not a revelation here. That was 7. Yeah, 7 all switches off. Interesting. Yeah, that's right, because the bass is down a little bit too. So if you want, let's say, a little more referencey, a little more balance, you can go all switches off. I actually did like that setting as well. So, all right, so let's call it 4. All right, let's maybe call it 4 different IEMs in one. If you break that down, it's about $25 to $30 a piece. These sound better than any $25 to $30 IEM that I have ever heard. Okay? Just plain and simple. They remind me a lot of another IEM that I own that starts with an H, the Hodor. And let me explain this. Okay, because of the bass on these, it's like very swift. It is very it's very just fast, but man, does it pack a freaking punch. I mean, even with the bass switches off, you're still going to enjoy some pretty seriously like impactful mid bass. But it's fast and clean, impactful and precise. Okay, that is versus the V13, which I love, being a little bit more tactile and a little more boomy and not quite as well controlled. Like this is really on the edge of going out of control with the bass with the switch on. These, whether your switches are on or off, there's no problem with control on the bass. The bass is very controlled. And just, oh, so satisfying. The mids, you look at this. Let's look at this again. They're not that recessed. I didn't have a problem hearing vocals, male or female. I didn't have a problem hearing instruments in those ranges because the bass is so clean and the treble is so clean and smooth that they're not interfering with the mids. This, man, I'm almost speechless because I didn't expect it. I wasn't allowing myself to really be like, are these, I'm like, are these really this good? They can't be this good. They can't be this good. Not from CCA. No. I mean, that's biased. Sorry, but I'm like, they can't be. The only CCA set that I bought, I didn't buy the CRA or the CRA Plus or the CRA whatever. I said, oh, well, if they're that good around or under 20, then I'll buy the Warrior because that's like 30, 35, and I bet it's even better. Well, the Warrior, I mean, flat out kind of sucks. I mean, it's just not. There's driver flex, it distorts easily, it's not very clear, it's kind of a crappy set, So that was my experience with CCA, CCA. I was just like, okay, the Warrior kind of sucks. Maybe the CRA isn't as good as people said it was. Hydro, the Hydro kind of just blew me away for $100. It is clear, clean, and smooth. The bass is fast, impactful, and precise. The mids they've got that nice mix of warmth and clarity, and they're engaging. The treble is detailed and somewhat well extended and smooth. How do you do all of that in an IM with freaking 4 switches on each side? Oh God, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it, This is like, I didn't want to like them this much. I didn't. I was like, they're going to be okay. They're going to be just okay, I'm trying to think if there's some examples here, like how well cleaned up Brand of Sacrifice Demon King is. How it handled I Don't Believe in Love by Queensryche. How just flat out enjoyable Invincible and Descending from Tool. Ligature Marks from Meshuggah. Lithium from Nirvana. This is what happened. I was like listening to Alice in Chains' Love Hate Love, and I was like, what is wrong with me? How come I don't have more grunge on the playlist? I mean, I lived on grunge for a full decade. It was all Nirvana, Mudhoney, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden. Like, I couldn't get enough of it, Smashing Pumpkins to an extent. They're from Chicago, so whatever. So I'm starting to pepper in some of my tracks that, from the past. And Lithium sounds just like you're in the studio with them, Ah, man, Kurt. Like, why, dude? You had so much more to give. Well, anyway, some birds can't be caged, right? Over the Woods, Paint the Town Red, Kelowna, Carol G. Oh my God, just like, what on here? Oh yeah, freaking Know Your Enemy from Rage Against the Machine, Tempest, Deftones. There's just so many. There are just so many tracks here that I was just like, wow, I don't know if I've heard it. Other than some of my $200 to $300 sets, I don't know if I've heard it this well, play this well. Chasing Suns, Sounds of Animals Fighting, that's a tough one for a lot of sets, It's got some really deep bass. It's got some really serious distortion. It's got some really high singing. It's got some acoustic thrown in there, like acoustic guitar, that is. Agony was amazing. Those bass drops with the bass switches on, of course, were just fabulous. So, what is this? We're at 20 minutes already. Jeez. Yeah, I could talk for another 20 about them. I could. Suffice it to say, they get a full recommend from me, like the highest recommendation. They're an incredible value for the price. Go buy yourself a case. Spend the extra $5 or $8 to get a nice case for them. It's not a big deal. It really isn't. For what you're getting out of just these IEMs and just the cable, I don't care about the accessories. I don't give it. You know what? Like, I'm not swearing anymore, by the way, because of the addition of ads. In order to be safe for ads, there's no profanity. So if I'm going to be abbreviating F, S, frickin', shite, perhaps will pass muster. I guess we'll find out now. You know, it's whatever. I don't care. You know, I don't need profanity to get across what I'm trying to get across. So what I'm trying to get across is, I think we're going to put a new category into the ranking system, and it's going to be called bangers. And the CCA Hydro is a banger set. So it'll be in there with the Hodor and, you know, several others like the Da Vinci and the Butterfly, even though I couldn't deal with the pressure. You know, those are bangers. Those sets are bangers. This is a banger. Man, they were good. I don't think I got anything else for you on this. Just, you know, like I'll link it in the description. There's no affiliation. I think I'm done with affiliate links now. I don't really need to, and I don't want to seem like a shill. So I'll just give you guys a couple of different places that you can pick them up, get them on sale, use a coupon. They'll be near to, if not slightly under $100 if you've got coins and stuff like that. It's a steal. It's a no-doubter. It's a banger. CCA Hydro. Well done, guys. Seriously, well done. Would I take them over the V13? Yeah, I would. And I really like the V13 a lot. But if you're going to go switches, you're going to spend $100. Ain't nothing beating the Hydro, folks. Nothing out there that I've tried. All right. Be careful. Be safe. Be nice. Love y'all. Nothing but peace to you. We'll see you soon. i3 Mark III's next.